All right, what's up, guys? This is Matt. That's other way. That's Dan, and that's Opie, and you are watching our live Game of Thrones after show. We just finished watching season 6, episode 6. It's Sunday, May 29th. It's a little bit late, but we don't have work tomorrow, so it's okay. We're big boys. We can stay up. So we just finished watching the episode, and I'm still liking it. I'm still liking the direction that this season is going. Things are happening, which hasn't always happened in previous seasons, prior seasons.
I actually think this was their one hiccup in the season.
Uh-oh. Jeez. Here we go.
I didn't enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed all the other ones. And I'll explain why later on.
I can see that. It was
not as great as some of the other episodes.
Well, Opie, what did you think?
It was a build-up episode, just like anything else. They're gonna break it down and punch you in the face with it, and then it'll be over. It's typical.
Punches the face.
It's not really this season's. It's kind of the shock factor has been there, but not as graphic as past season shock factors. There's like a lot of points in this season where Hodor, and then things happening with the it's just kind of the behind the scenes kind of moving of the pieces, and then all of a sudden boom, it hits you in the face.
Well, I think what's ramping it up for me is the whole Bran storyline. That just takes it to the next level. I mean, we're getting to see things that we've only heard about before. We're getting set up for a lot bigger things to come, like we've mentioned before. So that's what separates it from me. It's just the Bran thing.
And it's kind of funny how in the beginning of the whole Game of Thrones thing, it's like I think the Khaleesi story was kind of more interesting than the Bran story, and they put Bran on the back burner, and then now it's come full circle where people are like, "Oh, we know
you have 17 names, and
it's amazing that people are tired of the dragons. Like, we got it. You got used dragons. Whatever. Let's go back to the guy who can see.
And now you're back with the Dothraki. Okay.
Well, even at the end of this episode, spoiler warning. But even at the end of this, when Daenerys swoops in on the back of a dragon, I'm like, okay, great. We get it. You can ride dragons. we get it.
Got it. Daenerys really strong.
But we'll get to that point, so let's do like we do every week. Let's run through all the different things that happen and talk about them. Dan's got his notes. How do you write 4 pages of notes?
Because I'm very thorough. I'm good. That's how.
That's amazing. All right, Dan. Use your notes.
And camera 1. And it pans around on Amira dragging a Bran.
Let's speed it up just a little bit.
Okay. So Amira grounds is dragging Bran from the end of the last episode. They're cut through the forest. During this time, Bran is still off in La La Land downloading. The connection has not been crossed yet.
Oh, is that what he was doing? I was wondering. I thought maybe he was still warged into
signal.
He's got those trees that signal's getting
his LTE's out. He's just getting 3G.
You notice he was only getting in pieces. It's just like he can't get all the data right away. It's just hiccuping all the way through it. But there's some cool things that you see within there that you're seeing. You see the Mad King. You see him saying "burn them all." You see a scene where the Mad King's sitting there, and in his head it sounds like he's saying "burn them all." So that goes to something that we talked about last week, where Bran may be the one that caused some of this stuff to happen. You see, green fire, and you see the tower again, and Ned Stark is standing out there. Ned getting killed, Robb getting killed. It's just all the information is being dumped into Bran right now.
You see a quick shot of Jaime stabbing the Mad King in the back, which we haven't actually seen before.
Exactly. You see all this stuff Bran's never seen before, like Ed getting his head chopped off.
Right.
But there's all kinds of stuff that's just being downloaded to Bran right now. Craziness. And Mira's pulled him as far as she can get him, and then she turns around and he pops out and he's like, "Oh, they're here." And it's like, oh, crap. And then all the whites are there, and they come charging in through the forest, and it's like, Mira's like, "Hold, Bran, I'll protect you the best I can. This ain't going to be good." And right before they die, a great man in a hooded cloak on a horse with a flaming mace comes out of nowhere and just starts beating the crap out of all of them. And takes all the whites down, helps them out. He looks down at Bran and Mira, and he grabs Bran, pulls him out. He's like, we need to go now. After he cleared them all out,
he just picks him up. Wait, I think it reconnected again.
Wait for it. Hold
and
on.
We're back.
I think we might be reconnecting.
Oh, yep, there we are. We're back. Sorry, guys. Okay. OBS decided just to disconnect itself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll continue on where we were. So watch for a little technical difficulty there.
Sorry.
The hooded man on the horse saves both of them, and they get out of there. Kills all the whites, they get out of there. And that's kind of where it cuts it off, but we'll go back to that. It cuts to a carriage moving through a nice street with some guards around it, and we go back to the Sam and Gilly show on TGIF and NBC's.
I want to make a video of Sam and Gilly, them talking, and then put like a laugh track over it, and then get one of the shots of Sam and Gilly if they're at Castle Black talking. If there's a shot of like Jon Snow walking in the door or something, I want to have like like the audience used to do when Kramer would bust through the door and it's
like the crowd cheers like
yeah.
Anyways, Sam and Gilly riding in. Sam's going crazy. He's nervous. He's talking about all kinds of trees. And Gilly's like, you need to calm down. I'm kidding. You're a little nervous. I got it. And he's like, well, you know the story I told you. This is my son. He's just like, yeah. What'd you tell him about me? He's like, you were from the north.
Yeah.
She's like, how north? You're from the north, okay?
Like
behind the wall, we don't need to say that. You're from the north,
like Illinois, like right below the Canada border. You know?
So they get to the house. Out comes Sam's mom and his sister. They give big hugs. It's great to see him.
Super nice.
Yeah, super nice. They're so happy to see their son. Sam's kind of like, "Where's Dad at?" He's not here. He's like, "Oh, he's out on a hunt." He introduces little Sam as his son.
You mean Baby Lannister?
Why is it Baby Lannister?
Because it has blonde hair.
Blue eyes.
And
I'm telling you, that's gonna come out.
Oh, it's not either.
And you heard it
not
here.
Possible.
It was her dad that slept with Gilly that had the baby.
It could have been Jaime Lannister when he was flitting around up
It's north of the wall.
It's past the wall. You have no.
All I know is Jaime Lannister birds a lot of blonde-haired babies.
Well, yeah, it might be the case, but it's not this one.
Right. So Gilly introduces them. They talk. They tell her, don't tell them you're wildly. They go off. They're going to get ready for dinner. Anyways, it cuts back. Sam is standing there waiting outside. First of all, Sam's home is super amazing.
Let's talk about.
I jumped ahead. I just wanted to say Sam's home is beautiful. It goes from this point to Tommen in the High Sparrow. So they did the meet and greet there, and then it goes to the High Sparrow.
Right. Well, I just wanted to mention that Sam's family's house looks like a city.
Jeez, it is massive and amazing.
Like, why have they talked about that a lot before? Because for 6 years we've heard the Lannisters are so rich and blah blah blah. Well, I have never seen
that any of the other families can be rich.
No, but I haven't seen the Lannisters have anything like that.
Yeah. The Martells have a beautiful home too. I mean, Highgarden is one of the biggest places too. So yeah, it's just a gorgeous place. Hornhill is where they're from. It's the Tarley family. We go from there. It's Tommen. He's kind of sitting there with High Sparrow at the Sept. They're talking about Marjorie. And he's kind of like, he's worried about Marjorie doing the Walk of Atonement. He's like, hey, don't worry about it. Our guys will take down anybody who tries to jump.
Which the rest of us are praying is going to happen.
Right. As an audience, we're all like, yes. High Sparrow's like, don't worry. She'll be safe. She'll be fine. He's like, I really would like not have her do this. She's a kind person, all this stuff. And he's like, no, just because you're kind doesn't mean, you are a good person. Blah, blah, blah. Brainwashing High Sparrow, stupid stuff. High Sparrow goes, do you want to see her? And he's like, hey, I can see my wife. Awesome. So Tommen comes in. He's like, I'm really tired of playing Xbox, and I really want you to come home. I seriously want you to come home. You don't know how much I've missed you. You're going to need to buy new dresses.
It's like Quagmire's forearm when he discovers the internet.
Right. He goes in and she's like, so what do you think of High Sparrow? He's like, yeah, I think. And she's like, yeah, right? Yeah. And it's like, what? Is and Thomas kind of like, oh, you tell me first, and I'll tell you I'm with you.
What do you think of the High Sparrow? What do you think of the High Sparrow?
What do you think of that?
Okay, we'll go at the same time.
So Marjorie starts talking about, hey, they live this life of, poverty and everything, and how they love the people. Pretty much brainwashed by the High Sparrow, it seems. And Tom's like, wait, what? No, that's not what I was thinking at all. This is what I was thinking. He's a douchebag, blah, blah.
Jedi mind trick.
Right, but then she's like, yeah, I made sure to make everybody see me when I went to feed the kids or give money to the poor and everything like that. I wasn't doing it out of my own heart and all this other stuff. He's like, oh whatever, okay.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Is she for real? Like,
we don't know.
Well, let's put a pin in that until we get to the part where she's supposed to take the walk.
Right. So Tom asked about Loris. She's like, I love my brother, but
he needs to atone.
He needs to atone for all his sins. And,
Whoa.
so like it's a whole change of look from Marjorie for sure. Huge change. We jump back. This is the other part we're going to talk about with the Sam house, the Randall Tarley. Sam is sitting outside. He's waiting for Gilly to come out. She comes out looking awesome, but she really does not know how to walk in.
She cleans up real well, but
she's still wildly at heart. He escorts her into dinner. It's kind of an awkward, quiet dinner. Nobody's saying anything really. Sam's father just looks pissed the entire time. Randall's just mad that everybody's sitting at his dinner table. Sam finally talks to the other gentleman, and I don't know if it's his brother or not, but talks to the other guy at the table, like about the hunt, about the venison, and they get into conversation. Finally, some talk starting, and then Mom's like, "Hey, you want some more bread?" He's like, "Totally, Mom, that's awesome." And Dad's like, "Fat kid." And all of a sudden,
no carbs.
You know what? I'm kind of full. I'm not going to take any more bread. And then it kind of goes into why Sam's there. He tells me, I'm going to be a maester. I have to go to Old Town. I'm going to leave these guys here. When I go, I'm going to go back to Castle Black. And pretty much, Randall Tarley tears into his son. Pretty much call him, you're worthless, you're pathetic. I thought the Night's Watch would make something out of you. It didn't. You're still a waste. You have no point being here.
He's the worst dad ever.
Yeah, ever. For real. And Gilly finally, they got to talking about, what they hunt and things like that. And Gilly finally pipes up. She's like, no, he's perfectly fine with the sword. And they're all like, what? And she gets to tell him, he killed a White Walker. And they're like, that's myth. That don't even exist.
They don't exist.
Yeah, you guys high right now? It's like, no, I've seen him kill it. I've seen him work with sword. And then Gilly keeps going and going, and Sam's behind her like, you're wildly find out. And he's like, so you came down to Castle Black, huh? So how far north were you? And Gilly kind of just spills the beans to protect Sam. And of course, Randall goes off about all this. You bring a wildly woman to my house. Here's our Heartsbane sword that's Valyrian steel. It's been in the family for 500 years. He's going to go to this son who's supposedly taking over. I'm never going to let him have it. He'll never have this home. He's worthless. He's pathetic. Blah blah. And finally, the ladies all get up and leave and tell Randall that he dishonored himself. His dad tells him, okay, I'll keep the wildly lady on, whatever, and she can work in the kitchens, and your son, he can live here, whatever, I don't care, but this is your last night here. It jumps from there, and it's Sam and Gilly in the room, and they're talking, and Sam's like, I didn't say anything because I wanted you guys to make sure you had a place to stay. They talk for a few minutes. He gives Gilly a kiss. You can tell she really cares about him, and he kind of leaves the room, and his head down is like, I'll see you, bye. And pretty much takes off, and it gets a little sad there. A little sad music plays.
Oh, the awe track,
Right. And then all of a sudden he busts back in the room. He's like, screw it. We're all going together. Let's get out of here. I'm not going to be without you guys. And on the way out, they take Daddy's sword. And she's like, he's going to come for that. He's like, he can bloody well try.
He can try. And he'll probably win.
Right. Sam turns really, he's like, I'm going to win. And then he fell over, and that was it. He died on the sword. No.
So I have two questions. So, all right. What makes a wildling, and why? Because he said that Sam's father said that the 7 kingdoms have been at war with the wildlings, but why?
Because the wildlings live north of the wall, and they come in and they raid the families on behind the wall.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Gilly and Sam. I just needed my memory jog. Do we know? Are they together?
They've never really said it, but they've slept with each other and they love each other.
Oh, that's right. I remember didn't that happen last season and we talked about it?
Maybe it was last or season before where Sam was just like, whoa!
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I couldn't remember if they're I couldn't remember if they're actually together but yeah, I think for the most part they are. Okay.
Okay, so we go from there. It comes back, and Arya's sitting there watching the play that she's been watching since last.
It's so meta.
So meta. Although they have a ton of their facts wrong. And Arya's watching it, sees like Joffrey get killed, and that cracks her up because she never got to see Joffrey die, so that's funny to her.
It wasn't as good as when he actually died, though, when his face went all purple and his eyes, blah, you know.
The actress that she's supposed to kill comes out and starts acting, and who was really, really good at her part in that show. It's like they're, doing her part and everything, and they keep playing. Arya gets backstage. She kind of pulls the curtain. She puts the poison into the rum. And she got it backs away and starts heading out. All of a sudden, the curtain calls and everybody starts filing back in there. And the lady she's supposed to kill notices her and kind of talks to her for a few seconds there about, when I was your age, I used to sneak into the plays. And how do you like playing somebody of many different faces or playing different characters all the time? Kind of like hitting Arya on all the right buttons of what she's actually trying to do. And, Arya even told her, like, maybe you can change the ending so it's not all fart jokes and you can actually have a very sentimental point right there in that speech you give. Arya takes off. Lady goes in there. She kind of makes the reference. Guy starts yelling at her. She got the rum in her hand, about to drink, stops it, keeps talking, goes to drink again, and Arya knocks it out of her hand.
Oh.
And right there ticked me off. I'm just... We'll get that here in just a sec. Arya knocks the glass out. She's like, you better watch out. That lady over there is trying to kill you. And Arya walks out. Waif, W-A-I-F, whatever her name is, just peeks her head around the corner like, dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she goes back to a man cutting off a face of a person in a building. And a man says, she goes, I was right. She did what I thought she would do. He's like, just don't make her suffer. Pretty much the hit is now out on Arya. Arya goes back to where she had hid all those pieces before from her friend Needle and a bunch of her other stuff that she had hid, not gotten rid of, and is kind of now on her own and locks away. What I get mad about in this whole thing is like, she has no follow through on anything. It's like
no commitment.
You're supposed to be a cool assassin. You just ruined becoming a cool assassin in the show that everybody was up to this point has been waiting for.
Yes,
and you totally blew it.
Yeah.
I wanted her to keep going on with her assassin training and to belong to the house of the what is it? House of the Black and White. Yeah. I was really excited to see her progression into that role, and she didn't even do one.
No,
she quit.
I mean, she's killed a couple people, but I mean, not the ones that she.
But not with that organization. Oh, Dan's gonna sneeze.
Anyway,
wow.
But yeah, she's killed a lot of people, but she hasn't killed any people with them.
Correct.
And what I wonder is something going to happen? We've seen it before. It's kind of tropey. But what if she decides, so she decided not to let the lady drink the poison because the actress lady seems super nice and she kind of relates to Arya a bit. But what if we see in another episode or two that lady do something that like kills somebody else or does something that causes somebody even better to get killed or something like that, and then it'll be like, oh, Arya's like, oh, I should have done it. I'm such a screw up.
Well, it doesn't matter because she can't go back to the Black.
No, she won't get any more chances because yeah.
So it's like she totally screwed herself no matter how it's done, and it's just like it just made me so mad. I'm figuring that Waif will try to kill her at some point, and she'll end up killing Waif off and be okay. But now she has to live the rest of her life being hunted by the House of Black and White, and it's just like what? Just be the assassin you were supposed to be. You wasted 6 seasons on it.
I was never excited about the House of Black and White anyway.
About Arya being part of it?
Yeah, I always wanted her to just take her revenge and try to get back at. I thought she was going to use that as a way to get back at the people who wronged her.
That's what she wanted to do. But to be part of the House of the Black and White, you have to forget who you are and become something else. And I'm just like, that's fine, whatever. She could probably still do it later on anyways. But just do what you were going to do. Don't completely turn the story on.
But the actress lady was so nice.
I'm just, it doesn't matter. It was dumb. That was one of the reasons I did not like this episode.
Oh.
She totally screwed herself big time. Because now what is she? She's a moderate fighter who can't use any disguises now and still a little kid, and now she's being chased by a bunch of assassins. So it's like you just wasted your whole life right there.
Yeah, but something. I think something's gonna happen. Like she won't get another chance, but she'll. I don't know.
Who knows?
Or maybe she'll end up killing Waif, and that will grant her passage back in.
Right, that was her whole training, anyways. And
well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, was this really a test? Was this?
If it does, then it's just that's a cop out.
It's a cop out. Yeah, if that happens, it'll be a cop out. But
it's like, no, you can't give her a third chance. You've already said that. A third chance is not there.
But maybe not killing this lady, like I said, is part of her training. And it's not that she'll need it, and she passed, so she won't need another third chance to get in because
it wouldn't be part of her training because he even tells her, he's like, don't make her suffer. He's already given the order to have her killed.
Well, then maybe part of her training is to defend herself from is to successfully kill an assassin.
Like this huge meta game.
Yeah.
Real training is she kills the guy that's working as the man with the girl in the house.
What? Yeah. I don't even know what you said.
I don't either. Point is, it sucked. That was stupid.
Did anybody else, just real quick, I really wish that she had hid her sword in a haystack. So that she could get a needle in a haystack.
Did you wait the whole episode?
He's been working on that for weeks now.
So bad. I wish we had more viewers.
So
bad.
Sorry.
Moving on from the needle in a haystack to the next part that really irritated the crap out of me. We move back and Jamie's sitting on his horse, and up comes the street, comes the Martell's army. They're getting ready to get Marjorie back. They're gonna, they made this plan last week. They're ready to go, ready on fire. The Martell King there, I don't know his first name, tries to give some kind of inspiring speech, but just is a complete idiot. And the inventor's just like, all right, whatever. Jamie's just like staring at him like, come on, dude, we gotta go. The High Sparrow's out there, gives a speech to everyone. Marjorie, and she's going to do an atonement walk. We're all excited about this atonement walk. Super happy to see it happen. All of a sudden, the artillery marches in. They block it off. Jamie starts talking to him. We were just saying we're going to take Lady Martell, or Lady Marjorie, and Lord or Sir Loras back with us now. You'll give them to us, or these guys got pointy spears.
Yeah.
They may kill you.
We'll kill all of the sons of the... not the sons of the harp. What are they called? I keep wanting to say this.
The faith militant. The faith militant.
Yeah, those guys.
So the High Sparrow's like, we've been wanting to die. We're totally cool with that. Jimmy's like, just get a rise out of this guy. So he rides his horse up to the top up there. He's like, I'm serious. We're gonna kill every one of you. He's like, whatever, do it. I'm cool with that. I got muddy feet. I don't even wear shoes. I told you guys that last week. And it kind of gets tense there for a minute. There's just kind of a little standoff. And he's like, but we're not going to do a walk of atonement because
right then, every man watching the show's like, no!
Why? So he's like, and for our next guest, Lady Marjorie's not going to do her walk of shame because she brought somebody else to the church, and we've got him brainwashed now too. And the doors open, and when you know it, is dumb Tomlin,
idiot Tomlin.
He just wants some booty from his wife, that he's now completely gone with the faith militant now, and like the king and the church are together. We stand as two pillars. We're all together, and just everybody else is like, oh man, why, Tomlin? Why?
Jamie's all shaking his head in disapproval.
Right. And it's pretty much Tomlin just wants to get laid.
Yeah, I have never missed Joffrey more than I did this episode because Joffrey would have just executed every one of these guys.
He would have had everybody's head on a pike outside of the church.
This would have been done. This would have lasted like an hour, tops. Marjorie would have been in jail for an hour if Joffrey were around.
So yes, the church and now Tomlin are together, and the church and the kingdom stand together, and blah blah blah. It cuts from there, which is just annoying. Talking about totally destroying something that could have been really awesome with a huge battle, which incites a riot with the city, which causes huge chaos in King's Landing, which totally makes a turmoil for the Lannisters, which changes the whole battlefield and the scope of the fighting between the North and the South right now. Everything right there. You just
ruined.
Just totally ruined it because of a stupid High Sparrow who just brainwashes everybody. That's a whole stupid storyline anyways. Jordan from R. Martin suck. Anyways, whether that was his decision or not, it could be these guys because the book hasn't come out yet of the new stuff.
That's right. We're ahead of the books now.
Yep.
So, yeah, you have to let me know if the books don't do it that way.
Gotcha. We go from there. It's into the court or the high room of the king or whatever. What's the throne room?
The high room.
The high room king.
The high room of the king. You mean where the throne is?
Is there a room around that throne?
Like, is it at the top of a tower?
And then they're in the kitchen. So they're in the throne room. Jamie's taking off his armor and everything, drops it there. He's been kicked out.
You have to do it. You have to do it the tantrum. Get it off. I don't want it anymore.
Right. And Jamie's like, "Why are you doing this? This is so stupid." And I'm like, on Jamie's side, I'm standing behind him like, "Yeah! Why? Are you being dumb?
Yeah, that was
You
stupid.
can sleep with anybody you want.
You're the king.
Her vagina is not the best."
It's not gold.
Jesus, man. Somebody get that kid laid. That's all the thing is, like, I don't know what she did the first time she was with him, but he thinks that's just the holy grail of vaginas now. He's just, that's the only one I could ever sleep with. She's amazing. You guys don't even know.
If Tyrion were here, he would tell you.
Exactly. Just, you're like, come on, Tommen. Jamie's getting kicked out of the Knight's Guard because, well, he was standing there against the king right there in front of him.
But wait. Why Jamie? Because it wasn't his idea. Sure, he led it, but it was all of them.
It was, but they can't really throw the Martells under the bridge yet because the Martells back them with gold and money and family.
I mean, I thought that was pretty unfair to pin it all on Jamie. He was the head of it, but
Jamie and Cersei are the instigators of the whole thing.
Yeah,
but why didn't Cersei? Why didn't anything happen to Cersei? Well, she wasn't there.
That's his mom. He ain't gonna touch his mom.
That's his dad. He's kicking his dad out of the kingdom.
He doesn't know it's his dad. It's his Uncle Jamie right now. He doesn't know his dad.
Like he can't tell.
My uncle, who looks extremely good looking like I do, we kind of look alike.
Right.
I don't know, weird. But anyway, so Jamie is kicked out of the city. He is no longer allowed in King's Landing. He is no longer allowed to be the leader of the commander of the King's Guard. And he's just like, "Why are you being so stupid, Tommen? Why are you doing this?" The next thing is Cersei talking to Jamie. Jamie's like, "I'm not gonna go do it."
Wait. So he was sent to River Run, right?
Well, that's what we're getting into.
Okay.
So it goes to Cersei and Jamie there, and he's like, "They're telling me they want me to go to River Run and help fight with the Freys from the twins to take the River Run back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go gather me a bunch of people, get a bunch of gold. We're going to come back. We're going to kill everybody. I'm tired of it. Kill them all."
No, he said he was going to go give Braun a bunch of gold.
Oh, yeah, and have Braun come back in and go kill Hot Sparrow and kill everybody.
Dude, where's Braun? He hasn't been around this season.
I don't know.
At his house, just kicking it. You know, he married some
he's
big.
Thinking about those. No, he's thinking about those
The sand snakes.
Sand snakes. They got 'em all
He's on a ship to Dorne.
So Jamie's like, "No, I'm gonna come back with Braun, and we're gonna kill everybody. And I hate everybody, and this is it. We're gonna win." And Cersei's like, "No, we gotta play it cool, Jamie. Calm down. You need to be out there fighting River Run. Be on your horse. Be the leader of the army. Show these people what the Lannisters do to those that are against us, and that's gonna show them." And he's like, "But I want to kill everybody."
Give me some sugar.
Yeah. And then they share a passionate kiss, but their brother and sister is kind of gross.
Little awkward. We all looked away. We go from there, and you have Lord Frey eating disgustingly at his table
with one of his 17 wives next to him.
Wife, daughter, whatever he marries over there. Who knows? Anyway, so two guys come in. He's like, "You lost River Run. Seriously, I give you one job."
So
He
who?
killed the Blackfish before he got out of here. He got away.
Okay, so let's talk. Help me out with this. The Blackfish and River Run. What's going on with River Run?
It's Matt's confusing
It was one
moment.
of the cities, the kingdoms that they knocked out. One of the lord houses. Catelyn's dad is a lord. He owns River Run. Blackfish was his brother, and Lord Edmure is his nephew, and Catelyn is his nephew. Or niece, I'm sorry, niece. And so was what's-her-face from the Eyrie. He's just one of the family members, and now he runs River Run.
Who does?
The Blackfish.
Okay. Can't you just?
I'm gonna start each show now. I'm gonna bring a chart up. And be like, now, if you follow here, this family lineage.
And listen, can you just say fish?
The Blackfish.
It's I don't know why.
Anyway, so the Blackfish is at River Run now. He controls it. He's got an army there. They're holding it. The Freys are upset. They're like, no, I want it back. I gave him that. I took that. They're laughing at us. I want it back now. You two are idiots. Go back, get an army, go take him down. Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, we got a little gift for you to take with you to make sure that you get it back. And out comes in chains Lord Edmure, who was the one that was getting married at the Red Wedding when Rob and Rob's wife and Cat were all killed. So they did not kill him there. He hit it off.
He looked rough.
Do what now?
He looked rough.
The dungeon.
No. I think I'm going to jump to part here. Yeah, we already went over this next part. So the part where Jaime's talking to Cersei is after that scene.
Okay.
And then they have the awkward kiss, and it's all weird. So it goes from there, and we get to Mira, Bran, and the Hooded Man, who is not Benjen Stark, but is totally Benjen Stark. And they're having a campfire. They're all talking about the Three-Eyed Raven, and the Hooded Man says, no, the Three-Eyed Raven lives again. And Mira's like, "Who are you? What are you? Who? What? Who? You?
What?"
And he kind of removes his hood and then takes off his mask. And hey, it's Benjen Stark, like everybody thought for 6 seasons that he's still alive. He's here. And they kind of go over what happened to him. He was fighting White Walkers. He got stabbed with an ice blade. They left him for dead. The Children of the Forest saved him by taking one of the dragon glass daggers and putting it into his heart like they did with the Night's King. So it's kept him between the human and the whatever, the White Walker. He's like an in-between.
He's like, he's a
white human.
So dragon glass is like an on-off switch. You get stabbed with it once, you turn, but if you get stabbed with it again, you don't.
Well, no. He wasn't stabbed with it the first time. He was stabbed with an ice blade. As he was turning to a White Walker.
Oh, that's right, because the dragon glass can kill a White Walker, so it must
I guess this is how the Children of the Forest put the dragon glass in you. You know, if they tilt it more to the side, you're now a dragon. If they tilt it to the left, you're a Lady of the Night. They put it upside down, you're the Night's King. So it's just how the blade enters the heart. Anyway, so he's like, no, the Three-Eyed Raven lives again. That's you. And the next time we meet the Night's King, you'll be ready. Pretty much. And he was like cutting up like some squirrels, rabbits, and had Bran
drinking their blood. Yeah.
One blood, yeah.
So what that means is Bran is going to be the Night's Raven vampire.
Funny.
From the north. He will be a Night Walker vampire man.
What was the bunny?
Paraplegic.
In the what was the Monty Python, the Holy Grail, and they had the bunnies that do you remember that part?
There was just a deadly bunny. It was there was this huge monster that guarded the gate, and all it was a rabbit. But it tore, like, they'd go and fight it and tear their heads off and their arms and everything off. Yes. They had to use the holy hand grenade against it. So it goes from there, and we get to the final scene where we see Dany riding with her Dothraki. Oh, I'm sorry, Dany, conqueror of worlds,
mother of dragons, breaker of chains.
And Dothraki riding. She's talking to is it Dario? I think Dario.
Yeah.
He's like
Beavis and Butthead's friend.
Right. He's like, why do you want to go to the Seven Kingdoms? Well, she goes, how many ships do we have to be able to take this? He's like 1,000 ships. How many does that exist? He's like, no. She's like, it will exist. He's like, why do you want to go over there? She's like, because I'm going to take back what's mine. He's like, but you're a better conqueror. She's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Chill. She runs off. And
wait here.
Dario's like, guys, I'm going to go get her. She's doing her lady things. And he starts to go, and in comes Drogon, the huge dragon flying in overhead. He kind of circles a bit. He lands. There she is sitting on her dragon. She gives another inspiring speech. And the Dothraki are like, yeah, we still like you like we did before.
Yeah, they're like, why are you giving us a speech? We were cool anyway.
Like, we already saw you walk
Yeah, we
out
were.
fire,
Yeah,
like,
we were
3
already
times.
following you.
We got it. And it ends on a cheerful note of Dany still having all her people with her.
And the look at a dragon's tonsils.
Right, yeah, exactly. Although that did look cool. The
It
dragon's design is really neat. I like it. But it is getting a little old, Dany giving like inspiring speeches for 6 seasons and still not have done anything.
She's for 6 years. Well, actually, because she didn't really do it in season 1, but for
Right.
5 years, we've seen her gathering armies. There is no way she's not going to win the Game of Thrones. You know?
Morale, cheering on all these people who love her and think she's amazing. It's just like, well, then get over there.
And then during the show, she looks at him and says, "How many ships will that take? 1,000? Who says 1,000 ships? Nobody. Then what?
Then what are we doing?
It's like the last episode of the whole series will be like, we finally have 1,000 ships. It's like, good, we're going, guys.
You know who's going to have 1,000 ships? Euron Greyjoy,
I know
because he said, "Go cut down all the trees," but there are no trees.
there are no trees. They've got enough trees to build like 1.5.
Yeah, to build like a kayak.
He's like, listen, we just position him a little and look like 1,000 from land.
I thought she was going to fly in on Drogon and say, "Everybody, we don't have enough boats, so get on." Drogon will fly.
It's
So
like, we're actually going to have to kill about 1/3 of you
actually,
with Dragonfire.
so let me tell you a crazy thing that I thought was going to happen. So there was one shot after she went around the corner and disappeared. There was one shot that showed the entire Dothraki army. But you could tell they were in between. They were like in a valley, like there were mountains on either side. And then you heard the dragon. For some crazy reason, I thought the dragon was going to come down and just set fire to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but something about that when she was talking to Dario about how many ships do we need, 1,000. I thought she was going to be like, "Oh wait, we can't get them over there. They're going to."
Also, like the dragon's just out eating, and he just burns half her army.
Well, I thought she was going to
Seriously?
I thought she was going to command Drogon to kill them.
to kill half of them.
And I don't know why, but just it was from that one shot. Like, wait, they're setting it up to look like to show that they don't have any way out, and they're going to be trapped in a. But
No, I thought so too. I thought maybe they get jumped or something. That's what they were showing from last week, but I don't know. I'm not super impressed with this episode. A lot of things made me mad. Well, at least a couple things really upset me. There was some cool stuff with Bran. That story was always awesome. I love seeing that. We got nothing from Sansa and Jon Snow.
no, we get that next week. Well, Sansa
yeah.
was too busy fighting Apocalypse that I saw earlier
That's true.
today.
That's true. And I'm hoping that story gets better. I am really getting tired of the Dothraki stuff until it finally gets moving. I don't know. I'm ready for her to be back at Marine, and they're getting the ships and starting to load groups.
Yeah.
And, taking squads that way. I really want that to pay off at some point. And the High Sparrow stuff just gets on my nerves. That's just,
The High Sparrow thing gets on my nerves because I know we've talked about it, and you guys have explained it to me, but I still can't get through my head how this religious group can just, for 6 years we've seen the king, whatever the king says goes, and if you defy the king, you are put to death and all this stuff. But then you have this, what seems like a small religious group, and they're just outright, just whatever, they're kidnapping the king's mother. They're kidnapping the queen, the queen's brother. They're locking them all up. And the king says, "I want them back." Nah, you can't. And I can't get it through my head how you can have one organization be so defiant to this all-powerful king of the 7 kingdoms.
because they have the backing of the people. That's all that matters.
But it doesn't.
It does, because it's like a riot at a prison. You have 30 prison guards taking care of 600 inmates.
Yeah.
If they decided to riot, they're going to throw down those 30 freaking inmates.
Yeah.
And it's the same, or the 30 million officers.
Didn't
It's
you
the same
see
thing in the city. The people are so behind the faith militant and behind the High Sparrow because he lives a life of go ahead, kill us. And that's the other thing. They can't rile him because they don't care if they die. So
right.
they're just like, they're whatever. The Lannisters are fighting a war, and they're trying to control the city. There is no power behind the throne, and he can do whatever he wants.
And the High Sparrow looks like people. They come from the common folk, and even in tonight's episode, you seen the mob get riled up when when he spoke or things were being said. Cause
that's what I'm saying. There's going to be a massive. There would have been a huge, massive riot in King's Landing if the Martells had marched on and killed the High Sparrow, and whether many of those Martell people would probably be dead.
Because if you're a common folk, and look at the way Joffrey ruled, I mean, they were starving. I mean, the people don't trust the government. It looks like the High Sparrow's got some sort of a hold on the mobs.
So where was the High Sparrow and his crew when Joffrey was ruling with an iron fist?
They didn't have the power. Cersei gave the power to the church after Joffrey died.
Yeah. So Cersei, holding backfire,
screwed herself. Because she thought she had the High Sparrow in her pocket. You got to keep up with this, Matt. You got to keep up with it.
It's like some kind of Game of Thrones.
Almost.
And I'm in last place.
So we thank everybody for watching tonight. We really appreciate you being on, and anybody who gets to catch the show later on, we're super happy that you're watching it. Please subscribe to the Nerd Punch channel. We'd really dig it. You can look in our notes and see everywhere we're located. If it's social media, you can find us there, and over the weekends and sometimes during the week you can catch us streaming on twitch.tv/nerdpunch too.
Almost every night.
Come by and check us out there. So everybody, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with episode 7, and until then, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Freeze frame.